Hey, gals and guys, it's Chris Mosier from MyMediaHelper.com. And all this week after Christmas up to New Year, I'm just doing random videos, stuff that's been on my head for a while. This next subject actually hasn't been on my head for a while. When I was looking for reaction movie videos for the video I did a couple days ago, I accidentally fell upon this group of individuals. They all seem to be in the same realm. They all seem to be the same person. A little narcissistic, perhaps, a little full of themselves, perhaps. And it blew my mind because in this circle of people, everyone is feuding. And not only that, they're grown adults. And not only that, they're grown male adults. I didn't see a lot of women feuding. There's one that I'm going to put in there who's absolutely ridiculous. But it blew my mind, so I just wanted to make you aware of it, and I want to spotlight it for a few minutes, and you can go off and watch more of these knuckleheads feuding with each other. I watched a couple days of it. That was enough for me, and I'm not going to put a lot of their rants on here. Again, it's just a spotlight. So Joe Rogan is a YouTube sensation, offering up interesting people and captivating interviews. I've never seen any drama surrounding him beyond what's been made up by the mainstream media. Rogan has interesting guests. His show at times is interesting to watch. There are no feuds with other channels, as far as I know. I also watch these two kids. Well, they're kids to me. They're both Drew Gooden and Danny Gonzalez. Both engage in humorous content and commentary on what can be found on the YouTubes. Again, as far as I know, and I've seen a lot of their videos, there's no feuds or bad feelings towards them online. All three of them have millions of subscribers. All three of them are very entertaining. So this first one that I'm going to show you absolutely blew my mind on how some people are. I mean, I can understand kids. Teenagers are petty. Younger kids usually are okay. It's usually the teenagers that get all petty and do their arguments through their Twitter and their TikTok and so on. I can understand that. I was a teenager. I could be petty. But we're talking about grown adults here. Grown effing adults. So this one kind of pissed me off, so I'm going to spotlight this one first.
So as I'm sure you're now aware, there's a small group of creators out there who are trying very vigorously to spread the narrative that I hate Eugenia Cooney for whatever reason, and that I'm trying to bully and harass her in order to foment hate against me. Me calling out the predators in her Discord and trying to hold her accountable for the damaging effect that she has on her audience, which is largely made up of minors, is all just because I'm mean and evil and I like to bully a fellow ED sufferer. This narrative is so disingenuous, it's honestly disgusting.
Ran into a couple of problems even like these last couple of weeks because like I know guys that there are some of you out there that just really don't like me and really you're always trying to kind of get me taken down and stuff like that, which sometimes it's not always the best feeling.
So that person was named Belle Aubrey, who disgustingly was trying to get a girl off YouTube through a petition because of the girl's weight. And so what is it to you, and why is this your business, Bella? Here's the thing for Bella and anyone else slamming this girl. It's none of your effing business. It's not. Just a want-to-be YouTube commentator drumming up controversy so she can get followers and likes. I think that's true for everyone I'm going to spotlight. It's pretty embarrassing for Bella, and she doesn't even know it. She's totally not self-aware and how much of a, insert C word, she is. It certainly doesn't put her in a positive light.
Just so committed to bringing me down. Some of the people that are trying so hard to get me off of there, get me off of wherever, and just like to bring me down all the time. It's okay to not like me. I understand that like I'm not gonna be for everybody. And some people just really don't like me out there. But you don't have to like everybody. You don't have to like me. That's all fine. But it honestly just gets like really annoying just kind of seeing that some of these people are just like so committed to bringing me down to like it's not really just like criticizing me, and it's actually just trying to make things like really difficult for me and like all my platforms, false reporting me, some people saying I'm doing stuff that is like really bad that like I'm not ever doing. I don't know. You see, I feel like when you actually start trying to like bring someone down, like the way I've seen some people go about things, I kind of feel like that's when it starts crossing a line between just like hating on someone or, you know, not liking somebody and kind of going too far. It seems like when something bad like this happens or something kind of like bad happens to me, I'll see these people that are kind of like in these like groups against me that are literally just kind of going on like celebrating it and being so happy about it and being like, let's bring her down on here next. And it's like, sometimes it's just not the greatest feeling, like seeing that kind of stuff. I know they say they don't like me, and I know they say a lot of things, but it's almost like, you know, in a way, guys, like they're like my fans. Because I don't know, it's just like some of them, like, it's just like you say you don't like me, but you get just like so obsessive and take time out of your day every day to just kind of be bringing me down. And I don't know, guys, you know, I just really feel like with people that are like spending so much time and putting so much energy into just kind of trying to like drag others down, there's so many better things that you could do, so many more positive things. There are thousands of other people online that you can watch. There's an X button. There's so much you can do. You can go outside, you can touch grass, like there's so much, you know? Like I'm not forcing anyone to watch me. If you don't like what you see, like you don't have to watch it. Tap to like.
So that girl's name was Eugenia Cooney, and the reason I left the clip up so long is she explained the reason for this entire video. As you can see, she's a very thin girl. Why is she thin? You know what? It's none of my effing business. She's a cute girl. She likes Star Wars, so that's always a plus. And she generally appears happy doing her videos. So if you go to a restaurant and have a terrible meal, do you go back to that restaurant or do you go to another restaurant? Same deal here. If you don't like her, don't watch her. As she said, if you don't like her, put your energy elsewhere. If you keep attacking her and trying to get her off any platform, then you need seek out counseling. There's something wrong with you, not her. There's another side of YouTube I've never been witness to until the past week. These revolve around names like Belle, Aubrey, Ethan Klein, Keemstar, Bunty King, and so on. Sounds like characters from a 80s Saturday morning cartoon. I'm not going to include any teenagers or younger people in these comparisons because they still have lessons to be learned and haven't fully matured yet. I'm talking about grown adults who should know better. Grown adults act like 2-year-olds. Fighting and verbal bitch slapping and name calling and just making complete jackasses out of themselves. They all seem to be playing talk show hosts on YouTube. Ethan Klein has a 2-hour plus podcast on one channel where I can only guess they're trying to imitate the Howard Stern formula. The big difference being Howard Stern is well known. I had no idea what the hell an Ethan Klein was until earlier this week. His show is pretty boring. Klein has a few million subscribers, so a lot of people like his material. Myself and his detractors are not included. I don't have a problem with the guy. I don't have a problem with any YouTube channel. It's just like the restaurant analogy. If you don't like their food, go elsewhere. I'm just making a commentary on this more cringe area of YouTube. He does have his detractors and their feuds, and how they act online is pretty ridiculous, and I'll show you just a bit of what I mean going forward.
3, 2. Hello, everybody. It is April 11th. We are live. It is H3TB. Let's go, people. Hey, family. Let's go, because...
Yeah, this Ethan guy likes to stick his nose in any controversy possible in order to get clicks and subscribers for his channel.
James Charles put out a new video called Trying the Cheapest Makeup from Amazon. And boy, boy, boy. What do we have here, James? Buy again. Diapers. Depends. Do we have a close-up? Somebody found the product, because it's like grayed out. I'm curious to see if you can find it, because it was like small size, like twink size. Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's small size.
You can't just let it slide, please?
So James Charles, he showed his Amazon, and the man is buying diapers. Now, I'm not one to talk because I admit that I bought diapers for my Oh, come on, you guys. Why you got to do that to me?
Like, what the fuck?
That is one big pile of shit.
So once again, just like Belle Aubrey that we spotlighted in the beginning, it's none of your goddamn business. So if you're a good and kind human being, you can probably tell right off the bat, that's pretty cringe. And there's a gazillion other examples online if you care to YouTube his name. This Ethan Klein deflects a lot, and his contradictions are saying it's just a joke. It's just a joke when he does something dumbass. But when someone else does something exactly like it, he crowns the person instantly terrible and starts his little girlish feud. He's all over his opinions, and he likes to be involved in feuds as it draws viewership to his boring channel. And that can be the only reason. It's incomprehensible how so many people can watch this crap. I only had to watch half an episode of his podcast to turn it off due to the sheer boredom. Yet he keeps popping up, annoyingly so. And the phrase, "it was just a joke," is not an out for every situation that happens in your life. It's an excuse. The guy even showed up on Steven Crowder to bait him and cowered off. Ben Shapiro even mentions him. Howie Mandel, I'm not sure how he got involved with this dude. The guy's just a YouTube whore sticking his nose in every apple pie he can find.
You're just seeing yourself right now.
Right. All right, let me check this. Check 1, 2, 3. Good? All right. Okay, you guys are going to call him and sound check him? Yeah. I bet this guy's going to do anything he can to avoid actually debating. Yeah. I think he wants to do anything that he possibly can to avoid.
Yeah, let me know when you want to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Wait, when you want me to admit him into...
So we always try and keep it as respectful as possible, and I really do appreciate the guy making the time because a lot of people haven't. Has a huge YouTube channel, several YouTube channels, one of the OGs. A lot of people watch him. You know him. Some of you like him. Some of you don't. Same can be said for me. Ethan Klein from H3H3. Ethan, thanks, man, for making the time.
You're very welcome, and I just want to say, I know you called me, you said that I would be a layup.
I think I used something like that. Yeah,
and I think you're right, because I don't think I'm a very good debater. I think you know that. So I didn't want to make it too easy for you.
Oh, okay.
So I've prepared.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what we were going to talk about is, you know, the initial quote that happened. I think he's looking off there. The initial quote that kind of was turned into a little bit of a meme, which wasn't intentional, and was you saying you don't even have to think about it regarding the CDC. And I disagree with that. I think people should think about it. I believe. And we talked about this through Playful Ribbing in an aggregation of medical authorities and scientific voices to make an informed and rational decision. So where do you think that I'm wrong on that?
Stephen, do you know that the Spartans are like practice man love with children?
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. What did I tell you? He was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar! What a fucking nightmare!
Thank you, Stephen.
I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was a stand-up guy. This is where we are. Yeah, well, Dave. Remember I told you? I said this is. I guarantee you, he's going to do anything he can to avoid the debate.
Oh, I just think he believes that he should debate you.
No, he doesn't. He just takes advantage of women with mental health issues.
Stephen,
Ethan Klein doesn't stand up and do his own fighting.
I'd be remiss if I did not comment on a guy who apparently is a YouTuber and gamer of some sort. I will admit, I have not followed his work at all because, frankly, it doesn't seem particularly noteworthy. He's a YouTube star, apparently named Ethan Klein. Okay? And he apparently has some problems with me that culminated in him suggesting that if there's another Holocaust, I should be the first to go, which last I checked is the sort of thing that gets you kicked off of YouTube if you are a right-winger, but apparently he's a big left-winger, so that's totally fine. There is Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just going to say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets gassed first.
Well, that's nice. I have a rule generally, which is I don't want people killed in the Holocaust.
People, I just want to say, you know, can we all get along? Can we get along?
Apparently not there, Rodney. I have to think that these feuds are desperate cries for likes or subscriptions and views. But as my buddy and I used to say in high school, mind your own business. So it racks the brain. Why does any of these people give a shit about what the other one is doing? It seems like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon-style connections. All these knuckleheads seem to know each other, take sides, and have feuds with someone in this want-to-be talk show realm. It's a fantasy world they've all created for themselves. I have to think this is escalated for views. I have to think this is exaggerated for content. Grown people don't act this way? Or are these people's egos and narcissism run so strong this is all 100%? And I learned some new terminology from them. Doxing, which is searching for and publishing private or identifying information about a particular individual on the internet. Never knew what that was. Typically in a malicious intent. And cuck, which is a weak or servile man, often used as a contemptuous term for a man with moderate or progressive political views. Okay. I guess I'm half a cuck then.
I'm making a video today responding to a video that was uploaded yesterday by H3H3, where he accused me of various things that can be proved wrong, completely out of context, just plain wrong. But the most damning thing that he accused me of is killing Etika. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Everything else he said in that video, I will be responding in a separate video, but I want to focus on this because it's just... You'd have to be the biggest scumbag in the world to try to pin another man's suicide on another person because...
Oh, look whose picture popped up again. Isn't there a point you have to think to yourself, you have feuds with all these people, there's not really anything wrong with all these people? Maybe there's something wrong with you? I'm just throwing that out there. All this reminds me of the days of like Ricky Lake, Maury Povich, or Jerry Springer, but the hosts of those shows didn't go after each other. They just brought up the most bizarre scenarios on their shows for ratings. This is exactly the same thing. It looks like these people do the same thing, and they have millions of subscribers, so their garbage is liked by a great many people, probably the same kind of people who turned into Ricky Lake or Jerry Springer. All these people seem connected in each feud with someone in the group. It's silly, it's immature, it's a whole other world of YouTube. I spent 2 evenings watching this stuff. It could go on forever as there's so much content, but I got the gist of the garbage. I don't have anything against these people. They can rip each other apart and have a party. It's just a whole other part of YouTube I've never experienced. In my opinion, their shows are garbage. You may love them, and that's cool. We all have choices and our own preferences. I just prefer to go over my little corner, make my little videos with my 250 subscribers, and be happy.
Sad, pathetic losers on the internet, but above them all stands one YouTuber named Onision. I have more respect for adults that film themselves shitting in diapers than I do for Onision. For those of you fortunate enough to have never heard of this guy, and I imagine that's most of you watching because almost no one remembers this guy, he's a fucking fossil on the internet that's only remembered as the butt of every fucking joke online now. But he used to be a pretty big YouTuber, a really shitty one. He had 3 shitty channels, one where he talked about shit horribly with these pseudo-intellectual hot takes, one where he made the worst skits ever created on the internet, and then one where he made the worst skits ever created and also talked about shit poorly. He's fallen into obscurity these days because over the course of his career he fell into many controversies such as reports of being abusive in his relationships, manipulation. He also used to have this series where teenage girls would send pictures of their body to him so he could rate them on it. It's all weird, fucked up shit.
So that guy that was just talking, he has a channel called Penguin ZO, and I watch a lot of his videos. I'll talk about him in a minute too. It just seems like reality television has moved from television to YouTube, but I guess it's been that way for a long time. I just didn't know about it. So if you want to watch more of these knuckleheads, I'll put up their YouTube links to their videos. I don't believe I'm giving anything away here, as a quick Google search can find this information. I don't know who is wrong or right in these feuds. Perhaps one party is, perhaps they both are. I personally don't give a shit. The purpose of this video is to point out the vengeful and hateful side of YouTube that I didn't know and perhaps you didn't know existed. A bunch of wannabe talk show hosts attempting to be relevant. It's just silly watching them. They have huge followings, so they're doing something right for a lot of people. I'd rather be a small channel with no drama and no feuding than to partake in such nonsense. I'd like to thank two YouTube channels called Turkey Tom and Penguin ZO, which I already mentioned, that made video essays and commentary on most of the people and feuds I covered in this upload. There was no way I was going to watch hours of these so-called YouTube celebrities and their nonsense. Turkey Tom and Penguin ZO broke a lot of these feuds down for me. First off, the only one on here I've ever heard of is Jake Paul, and the rest of you, I have no idea you existed, so get over yourselves. You're not that famous, maybe because I'm 52 years old and not exactly your demographic. I can only think teenagers or someone in their early 20s is watching this shit. All right, gals and guys, this is the end of this craziness. They all have different levels of cringe, the people that I spotlighted. Some on the extreme level of cringe, some have so-so cringe. The feuds make absolutely no sense. They're stupid, they're childish, they're pointless. There's a certain individual I spotlighted seems to be sticking his nose in every feud possible. And again, all I can think of is just for an audience, which is pretty disgusting. But I wish them all much success. I don't have anything against them. I just have things against their content. I don't like their content. This is not a personal attack on them themselves. They could be a totally different person offline, which is possible. So I have no idea of knowing because I don't know any of them. All right, gals and guys, so that is it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would appreciate it. I'm just a little channel. I just a little pimple and a fly's ass. And please subscribe, like if you like this. Certainly share it, and of course hit that bell for updates. And the new year is coming, and I got a couple good videos coming your way. A little more happier than today's. A little more less cringe. A little less cringe. Be a little less douche. Yeah, I'm going to play that at the end of this. All right, so this last thing is a video. This is my dedication to all the cringe content out there and the cringe creators. And I hope you take this to serious heart. So I'll see you later and watch this.
Stop what you're doing right now and start living a little less douche. Today's the first day of the rest of your life. You going to spend it like a douche? Be honest. How are you going to spend your day? Are you going to spend it on Bookface and Twitter smoking hashtags? Really? Are you really going to stay up all night eating Instagram crackers on the MySpace tube? Stop what you're doing right now. Start living a little less douche. Men, stop ordering turkey burgers. Order a burger or not. Be men. Women, stop ordering veggie burgers. Get a burger or don't. We respect you. Old people, don't be racist and sexist. We know you're from another time, but you're living in our time now. Don't be a douche. Babies, stop crying on airplanes. We get that you're not having a good time, but guess what? Nobody is. So order a drink and watch a bad movie. Everybody stop talking about how many miles per gallon your car gets. Stop it. You're being a douche. Everybody, stop telling me you don't watch TV, okay? We all know you watch Netflix and Hulu. You're being a douche. You're better than that, and I believe in you. But do you believe in yourself? Yes or no? Is the Pope Catholic? No, not anymore. He quit. Can't even count on the Pope anymore. Sure as hell can. So who can you count on? You can't count on the Yankees. Can't count on Lance Armstrong. Can't count Dracula. Can't count on Manti Te'o. Can't count your chickens. Can't count your ABCs. You can't even count on Star Wars anymore. They're making another one. Is nothing sacred? Dad, I'm auditioning for that. Just keep quiet. Don't be a douche, Sammy. If you're watching this video, then someone wants you to be a little less douche. Yeah, you. Stop texting so much. Pick up the phone and call someone. That's a little less douche. Show them you can do it. Pass this video along to a douche you know and love. Let's start a movement. Let's spread the word. Let's light a fire.
Not literally. Don't actually do that. Don't start a fire.
Stop what you're doing
right now
and live your life a little less douche.